Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to First Love Yourself, where love, life, and Christ combine. I'm so grateful to have you here on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment with me. In today's video, we're going to talk about how much you value yourself. Do you value yourself? But before we get started, if you're new here, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss out on more uplifting, empowering content like this. So get comfortable because we are about to get into it. Let's go. So earlier today, I was having some life events happening. I had some personal things happening as well. And usually I started with a little story, but I think it's time for us to be real with ourselves. Like, we can lie to a lot of people. We can try to fake it around a lot of people, but one person, one way or one person that you can't fake it in front of is God. God is the number one person in you, yourself. You can never pretend to be something that you're not with you. When you look in the mirror, do you see the person that you want to be or do you see someone else? For me, when I make decisions in my life, I want to make sure that I can look myself in the mirror. Am I okay with this decision? Is this something that would be pleasing to God? And every time do I hit the mark? Absolutely not. But do I try to do the best that I can every day and try to be on my best behavior? Yes. So as I was sitting there thinking about my worth, I started thinking about, okay, what makes me valuable? You know, a lot of people have these sayings that are going all around talking about what do you bring to the table, talking about, oh well, what are your good attributes? What is it that you have going on? You know, I got this, this, and this. What do you do? You know, we can do a whole like list of different things that you think that you are or that someone else thinks that you are and what they say that you're not, but you have to know deep down who you actually are. For me, I constantly am reminding myself so that I never lose sight of my value, who I am. I know that I'm an honest person. I know that I'm loyal. I know that I'm trustworthy. I know that I'm patient in progress. I know that I am a really kind spirit. I know that I really do truly want to help people, and that's not an everybody thing. That is a me thing. And so that's something no one could ever take away from me. They could say what they want, they can do what they want, they can form their own opinions of who they think I am, but I know who I am. And it's important for you to know who you are. When you're walking through life, when you're doing the things that you need to do, you have to make sure that you are being pleasing to God and that you are being true to yourself. Because if you fake it, even for a second, you will have doubt in your mind. Usually that's where I start to second guess myself. When I do something that I know is wrong, when I make a decision and deep down I know it doesn't feel right, when I do the wrong things in life, that's when I start to feel a little insecure. That's when I start to feel like I'm second guessing the decisions that I'm making in my life. But when I stick to my true core values, when I'm truly who I am, then nobody can tell me nothing. I know that's improper English, but for real, can't nobody tell me who they think that I am. Sorry for my voice. But seriously, people will always have an opinion. And one day they'll like you, one day they won't, which is why it's so important for you to like you, which is why it's so important for you to affirm yourself. You have to be speaking life into yourself every single day. Like if I didn't like my hairstyle earlier when it was down, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change it into two ponytails. I'm gonna like whatever it is that I'm doing with my hair. Like if I feel like wearing a straight, curly, short, long, braids, whatever style I feel like I want to wear because I feel comfortable, because I feel the most confident in this hairstyle. That's what I'm gonna do, regardless of anybody else's opinion. And that's exactly what you have to do. If you like blue on you and people say, I don't know about you wearing blue, maybe you match your skin tone with a certain shade blue that actually makes you pop and you still wear blue, but it's something that you feel comfortable and confident in and you look good in it. You know, you have to make sure that you really are feeling yourself. And I don't mean feeling yourself in an egotistical way, I mean in a confident way. And you do this by truly working on yourself from the inside out. You have to say, okay, I need to see a therapist every other week or however often it is for you. For me, it's every other week. I like to go 2 weeks just because it keeps me on track. Like even when I'm good, that's even the best time to go see a therapist. Then that way we can talk about what my goals are. We can talk about the areas in my life where I have grown. We could talk about different ways that I can expand my business, different ways I can become a better parent. Whatever it is, those are the things that I work on during that moment. And I like the therapist that I have because she keeps it real. She's not just telling me what I want to hear. She's not just saying, "Oh yeah, you're doing excellent." If there's something that I'm struggling with, she doesn't just say, "Oh, you're doing everything wrong," but she says, "What does this have to do with this? How do you feel in this situation? What is going on here?" And I can actually elaborate. I pretty much say the things that are bothering me, things that are going on in my life, things that I want to improve upon, and then she enforces those things by either giving me like a pat, not a pat on the back, but like a hand clap, like an applause, like, okay, all right, you have really grown in this area, you have really changed in this area, you have become more emotionally intelligent here, and I can see the ways that I'm improving, and give myself a win, like actually acknowledge that I've won in that season, in that area, in that space, and I can improve upon myself in other areas. I can become better, maybe a better communicator. I can be more confident in this area. I can learn how to not push everybody away. I can learn how to front load different messages of thank you or graciousness that I have towards other people. Instead of like being insecure in a moment when someone says, "Oh, I like your outfit," I could just front load thank you. Instead of saying, "Oh girl, this costs 99 cents at such and such place at such and such." Didn't nobody ask you all of that? And I know that sounds harsh, but seriously, we got to get more confident. You got to know that you are that person. Like, know that you got it going on because you really do. Like, everything that you've done in your life, nobody else can do that. Only you can do that because you've been graced for it, because God placed that purpose on you. And am I saying that just because you're a writer, no one else can be a writer? No, there's going to be other writers, but nobody can write like you. Nobody can do that thing that you do just like you do it, because that is unique to you. God specifically made that thing for you to be the best in it, for you in your area, in your own field, in your own lane, on your own path. It's not a comparison thing. You can't compare you to nobody else, because can't nobody be you better than you. You have to know that. And when it comes to your values, setting healthy standards and boundaries is so important. I know people play about it. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm setting boundaries because my cutoff game is strong." You cutting off somebody is not a good boundary setter. Like, that doesn't mean what you think it means. Cutting off somebody and actually giving somebody the grace that God gave you is totally different. And I don't mean you let somebody walk all over top of you. I mean you have healthy standards and boundaries so that you can protect yourself, because they're there for a reason. But you're not just pushing everyone away just because you're afraid. You're not just pushing people away because you had some sort of childhood trauma. You actually allow the right people to be a part of your life, and you set boundaries so that you can protect yourself against the things that don't align with your values or your characteristics. That is what boundaries are for. They are not for you to just, brag about how your cutoff game is so strong. They're for you to actually allow the right people to be a part of your life, because the right people will respect your boundaries. The right people will respect how you honor and respect yourself. Like, if you say this is a no-no, you feel uncomfortable. If you're saying that this is not okay with you, that person who's a part of your life is going to be okay with that, because they respect you, because they value your friendship. They value you as a person, as a family member, as a friend, whatever it is that you are in that person's life. And you have to remember that. You can't ever think that you're going to miss out on anything, because know that everything that is for you and can't nobody take it from you. Know that you specifically got things that God is just gifting you. He's got every blessing lined up. He's just waiting on you. Once you say, "Okay, God, I'm ready for this." Once you prepare properly, once you start to get intentional, once you start to really focus, that's when God will send everything that you prayed for. But you can't rush him, because the process on the journey is where he's developing you. That's where you're becoming a better person. That's where you're learning. That's where you're growing. That's where you're evolving. You have to allow God to work on you in the proper time, so that you don't get anything prematurely, because anything that you get that's a blessing that's premature is a curse. That that is desolate. That is not helping you. It's hindering your growth. It's hindering your life, and it's more of a nightmare than a dream. Always remember that those things take time. Don't rush yourself because this person over here got it in a day. It might take you a year. You have to give yourself the grace and know that you have to take that time for yourself, because don't you want a blessing more than a curse? I know I do. I definitely want the blessings. I don't want anything if it's not God. I don't want any person to be a part of my life if God is not in it. I don't want any person to show me or teach me anything unless God is using them to show me or teach me something. I want to be the best person that I can be so that I can help other people, so that I can really be an example for the person that God created me to be, a woman of God, a child of God, so that when people see me, they see the Christ likeness in me. That's the type of life I want to live. And in order to do that, I have to value and honor myself. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching.